Okay, so this video is another response to into a corrupt system, and it's about how parents are just so selfish. Um, and let's get right on it.
What's up, everybody? So, today's video request parents that throw their kids out of the house. And then where do they most likely end up? Homeless. So, yeah, let's get
Yeah,
into that.
just that alone. Just that alone is. It's already fucked up like that. You bring them to this world only to just kick them out like that. Like seriously. Like I don't know if they're doing that to just to teach them a lesson or what, but either case, it's like you don't want to make your kids suffer like that.
Just when you think parents can't get any more selfish, you're wrong. They can. They sure can. Like I always say, people, parents' main goal of having kids is because they want to feel complete. And what I mean by feeling complete is they want to brag to other people that I'm a father
Oh
or I'm a
yeah.
mother, and now this is my son or daughter. Then they try to prep the kid up, to be programmed into the system. And then if he and she's handling it well, then that's when you could say to the person, look at me, I succeeded as a parent. Look, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's getting A's in school, I'm raising him well, or, like bullshit like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing that is so that makes me dread going to, family get-togethers with aunts and uncles, just going there and then just having to deal with that shit. It's like, okay, yeah, you want to inflate your ego, you just to brag like, hey, look, my son's gonna be a doctor, my daughter's gonna go to grad school or whatever. It's like, oh my God. You see that? See, that's the sad part. And I'm glad I almost never go to these family get-togethers. I mean, folks, the only people in my family who I talk to are just my parents. That's it. Other than that, I just can't stand these family get-togethers, especially with parents that just want to brag and be like, you just want to flex. That's what this whole world is about: flexing, flexing. Nobody really gives a shit about each other. That's even family. Even family.
It's all just for their, you know, pleasureness.
And also too, I even want to add, um, like from my experience, whenever I even talk a bit about, to my aunts and uncles about what I do, like the hobbies, like, the music abilities or whatever, they'll be like, okay, that's good, but you know what, my daughter, my son is like da 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 da, that kind. So it's like they just it's like, wow, that's very unsupportive of you guys. I mean, I'm not here to brag, but it's like I just need a little bit of support system. And then that's when I'm just like, all right, well, the hell with it. I don't want to. If you're not gonna support me, I don't want to support you. That's just from that that's in a way it leads to discouragement. And it's not just me. It's like I'm sure there's a lot of other folks out there who get discouraged from doing the things that they love because of selfish people. But all right, or selfish family members. All right, let's get on.
Bringing us poor souls into this world for their pleasureness to brag to whoever, family, friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever. Now, with all this being said, I'm not saying every parent's a piece of shit. I'm not saying that in any way. But
A good
what I
amount of
am
them are.
saying is there's parents that just, the majority of parents just want to feel that pleasure feeling. And if their kids don't do a certain thing that they want them to do, it's pretty much most parents. They end up getting mad and then they threaten they're going to kick them out or you're punished or you're grounded or this or whatever the hell. It's just,
Yeah, it's
it's
fucked up.
crazy. You bring a poor soul into this world just to literally control them. You're literally just controlling your kids. You're telling them what and what not to do. Like for example, let's say there's some
And
people that are vegetarians, right? And I'm not against. I have nothing against people that are vegetarians, but let's say
it's an
specifically
example.
this mother is a vegetarian, and now she randomly has a kid, boy, girl, whoever, and then forcing it onto the kid. I feel that's not right. The kid should choose whether he or she wants to be a vegetarian as well. We all, what I'm trying to say out of that, we should all have our own rights to do what we want to do. It's our life, and instead we're just being told what to do.
Yeah, and that's the problem. That's the problem with parents. They bring them into this world, and it's like, all right, you're gonna do this. You're gonna be a doctor. You're gonna be a lawyer, and you're gonna do as I tell you. And if you don't, then I'm gonna kick you out. I'm gonna make your life suffer. I'm gonna make your life a miserable hell. And it's a sad thing, you know. It really is. And it's like no wonder kids rebel. No wonder they rebel. They do some fucked up shit to their parents. I hate to say this, but part of me is like, well, you get what you deserve. I'm talking about the parents, by the way. That's what you get. You know, it's really sad. It really is.
You know, if the kid wants to be a vegetarian, then the kid should be a vegetarian. If the kid refuses it, then the kid should have the right to You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like we should all have the right to do what we want to do.
And then also I want to add too, like they even get labeled like, well, you're just being so disrespectful to your parents. You're so disrespectful to them. How could you? And then the wrong word of mouth comes out of their parents telling, sometimes even parents talk shit about their own kids too. Be like, oh, well, he doesn't follow along. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. He doesn't want this. And then the kid gets looked down upon. So that's another thing too. You know, when they don't follow, when the kids want to do what they want, they end up they end up throwing their kids under the bus like that. And then everybody else unfortunately has that belief like, oh, well, they're a piece of shit too. I can't believe it. They're hard-headed. They need help. Well, here's the thing. Kids should be able to choose what they want to do as long as it's not harming anybody nor themselves. Let them do what they want to do. Again, as long as there's no harm, nobody gets hurt, let them do what they want.
And that's the thing. Some parents give their kids a little bit of freeway, but the majority of parents don't. They literally take control of your life. It's like, yes, master dad, yes, master mom's like fucking masters. Like, you gotta freaking bow down to them. We brought you into here, you obey us. Like that's their attitude. We brought you into here, so we gave you life. Well, we didn't ask. We didn't ask for
Yeah,
life.
exactly.
Now what does that mean? You gave me life, so now you got to tell me what to do with my life. I mean, it's just selfish. When you just, like I said, when you think parents can't get any more selfish, you're wrong. It just proves it more and more as you get into these type of topics. You just see more clues and more, what do you call it? Like subliminal messages in between. Now, for anyone watching this video that's a parent, I'm not saying I hate you or dislike you in any way. That's definitely not the case. I don't hate nobody. There's actually a couple people that admit that they made the mistake for having a kid, and it happens. I mean, hey, people, that's the thing. People don't think,
And it's good they
people
own up
just,
to it.
that's the thing. We just do it. I mean, it's not like I'm saying don't have kids, but at the same time, like I always say, people really think carefully. Like if you're a couple right now that don't have kids, think real carefully before you get yourself into that situation. That's all I can say. I can't aim a gun to anyone and say you better not do it or I'll friggin' blast you away.
Oh,
And even
yeah,
if I did
definitely.
have that
100%, man. I 100% agree with you.
opportunity to do that, I still obviously wouldn't do that because it's not who I am. But what I am basically just trying to say is anyone that's a couple or whatever and planning on having a kid, really think carefully about it. Do you really want to put this stress on yourself? Do you really want to? I mean, think of life itself as you're already under stress. You already got to pay bills. You're trying to make ends meet, and then now you got to put even more pressure if you have a kid, and you got to make the poor kid go through this bullshit.
And and especially nowadays too. It was already bad enough before the whole COVID thing started. Now we still got the whole COVID thing. We don't even know what other strand is going to come out, and we have inflation, the bullshit inflation that we're still dealing with. So, of course, like what he said, think before you do. I mean, of course, we're not telling we do not judge at all, whether you want a kid or not. But people just got to think, is what it is.
Is it worth it? Is this the life that this is all worth doing it to? I mean, me personally, and I'm just speaking out of my opinion, I don't see it being worth it, you know? That's just what I'm saying, though. I'm not saying, there's people that think differently, but, that's just how I feel. Like, you could give me $1 billion, I could have a kid. Well, I mean, like, well, what I should have said was, like, if someone made an offer, I'll give you $1 billion if you have a kid or whatever. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to basically, you know, fall into the booby trap. Well, I mean, I would want $1 billion, but I don't want to bring another poor soul, use him as bait just for my needs, for my necessities. Although the kid probably would maybe have a good life because he'll be rich, but that's not always the case because this is where health problems come in play. Doesn't matter if you're rich, you can always have a health problem. You can always develop problems. You could have to get cancer. Doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, it could happen to either or. You can have a mansion, you can have money to literally do whatever the hell you want, but you could have a disease that's literally incurable, and what is all that good for? Absolute nothing. What
Yeah.
is it going to do for you? It ain't magic that's just going to make it go away. At least not most of the time. That's the
Yeah.
thing, too.
Yeah, and that along with, even if you got money, you know, you still got to discipline them. You still gotta. They can go astray, they can get spoiled and pretty much not learn how to deal with life stuff. So, yeah, even if you do got money, you're still, you know, you still have to do all that to really raise the kid, because again, you don't want to spoil them. That's just what it is. So I agree, of course. Um, yeah,
That's how some people are wealthy and they're lucky, and they think, why not have a kid? Why would he have such a bad life? Well, he's got money, he's got two rich parents, he's going to be in a mansion. But they don't look at the health problems that the kid might possibly have. Maybe he
yeah,
won't have health problems, but we don't know. It's unpredictable. He
exactly.
could be born, disfigured or Down syndrome or something, autistic, whatever.
And by the way, can the captions are not that accurate. I mean it's there because I know I tend to interject over it. So that's why. Obviously, like when he said autistic, it's not artistic, right? Like what it says here. And also too, yeah, to even continue adding, you know, there's that issue with spoiling them. The issue with, you know, creating a separation between the parent and the kid, you know, in terms of not giving unconditional love kind of thing. That's also the issue.
That's the thing. Doesn't matter if you're rich, that could happen either way. But yeah, that's why this is where I'm going back to saying think really carefully before you get yourself into that situation and before you bring another poor soul into the situation. I mean, come on, man. Life is so cruel, man. What do you see in this world? I mean, I'm not saying just give up your dreams. No. In a way, we should be looking forward to our dreams. But that's the thing. People think our dreams is going out every day working. I don't see that as a dream. I see that as a
Fuck,
curse.
no way.
I see that as a fucking chore, a chore that I didn't even ask to do.
Yeah,
No one has to
exactly.
do. And we have
For
no
sure.
choice but to do it. Or else we're going to live in the streets. Now, with all this being said, I'm not saying let's quit our jobs. Like if someone's working or whatever.
Oh, and also I'm gonna rewind a bit on this part, but I even want to add to that too, about the whole having children. What I really hate too is when other folks look down upon you for not wanting to have a kid. They look at you like you're lazy and you don't contribute anything to the world. And for me, I'm like, I wish you guys just got slapped in the face for even saying that, or even punched. Let's just say punched. I'm like, come on now. How could you say that? Like, you don't respect my thing of not my, you don't respect me not wanting to have a kid. That's already horrible. It's already, it's bad you brought a poor soul into the world, and you possibly didn't even raise him or her right, but to even go as far as saying, well, how could you not have a kid? That's selfish. You lazy. You don't contribute anything. You piece of shit. Even parent, even, yeah, no matter how old, no matter what, male or female, sometimes I just feel like they need to get punched in the face for that. Everybody should make decisions of their own, whether you want a kid or not. Okay? But of course people need to think before having a kid, but you shouldn't instill that thought of like, oh, well, everybody should have kids. We need to keep the population growing. You need to contribute, all that bullshit, man. But let's go on.
Now, with all this being said, I'm not saying let's quit our jobs. Like if someone's working or whatever, then they watch my video, and I am against working and all. But with that being said, I'm not saying quit. It sucks. That's basically what I'm trying to put that as. But I'm not recommending people quit. You know,
This is the
even though we all wish we can quit.
this is the
That I
bullshit that we
admit,
do
we
have
all
to
wish
put
we
up
can
with.
quit.
This really is, with our jobs and whatnot. And of course, I mean, like myself, I do want to quit and do the things that I want to do. But it's just, and speaking of job though, I want to also react to another YouTuber. I think it's Chris Williams. There's one of them, and then Lucy Lemons too. One of her older videos from 5 years ago when she was really raging on her job, about her job, and wishing to do stuff, wishing that she can sing, she can play the piano, and do her hobbies, her talents more than just being in a cubicle. I'll get to that in a moment. I'll get to that at some point. But yeah.
But sadly, we can't. That's basically what I'm trying to describe. It's just it sucks. I'm just describing how much life sucks of all the responsibilities we have to do. But with all that being said, I'm not saying quit working. Working's pointless. I mean, everything's pointless. But I'm not trying to say quit anything. You pretty much get what I'm trying to say here. But yeah, I mean, it's just a circus, a never-ending circus, guys. That's all this world truly is. It's just a never-ending circus. The circus just expands and expands and expands every day. The circus just keeps growing, man. It's like a plant, literally. But just a little update on my wisdom teeth. So far, I am still in a little bit of pain here and there. I do take the ibuprofen, if I'm saying that correctly.
I gotta watch that video
Um,
about the whole
it
wisdom teeth
helps
part.
actually. It seems to help. I'm not too really like I'm not really sedated or anything from it, but I feel normal.
But yeah, I'll get to that part. I'll leave a comment about the whole wisdom teeth part. But I hope everything is good with you, man. But I think that's about it. Um, so yeah, that's just that. And also, Justin, if you are watching this, if you need me to stop reacting to the videos, or if you need me to take it down out of respect, let me know, because I can do so. Because you got some great points on your videos. You really do. You really do. I mean, of course, there are certain things we may or may not agree on, but for the most part, we do agree that this whole work thing is slavery. It's bullshit, and we can agree that you know people having kids, for the most part. I'm not saying all, but most part, it's selfishness. Just to brag, just to do all that kind of bullshit, just to inflate your ego and whatnot. It's really sad. I wish it didn't have to come down this way. People are never gonna get along if we could keep doing this. More likely we're gonna keep doing this, you know. And I can't blame anybody for wanting for wishing for a meteor to hit the earth and just blow us all up. But I do still think that there's some good in life, but again, I know the pain having to go through this. And I even had read the comments on his on there on his videos, and people feel the same way. I mean, there's people out there that has a lot worse, a whole lot worse, and I'm just like, oh my god, I can't blame you for being so pessimistic and dark. And I mean, wow. But yeah, that's about it. So in the future, like I said, I'll do more videos like this, just reacting, and here it is. And I always want to start and end it with something like, with this kind of screenshot, because at least people will know that I am reacting to this YouTuber. This is not my video. This is theirs, and they have every right to, tell me or anybody else what, to take it down or keep it up or what. So, um, yeah, that's about it. Maybe there's gonna be more videos on Blue Skies Media or Zoloft sucks and whatnot. But and again, I'm not doing any more all in with Ari videos just to keep repeating myself. I'm done with that bitch. I'm done with her. Even if she comes back and rises from the dead, I am not doing any more of all in with Ari or Ronnie or whoever the hell you want to call her. I'm done with that. But anyways, guys, and you know what? On the topic too, I might even private or even remove those videos too, because that's not what my channel is based on. It's based on talking about issues that matter, not some fucking bitch that just wants to, that just wants to lash onto desperate guys and what. But all right, that's about it. Thanks everybody. Take care. Have a good one.